Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give running right, Nwangu. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now it's Nwangu, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Back to throw, Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Fields. Right side, Claypool's got it. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the 1st down. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll look to run with Nwangu. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
This defense is holding strong, but they're going to need one more stop, maybe 2 more stops. And where the ball is on the field, the offensive playbook remains wide open. They've got to be alert for anything.
One quarter down, 8-0 the score. Three tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Kene Nwangu. His 17th touchdown now on the season.
And the Gunners are back within a couple of the lead.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And it's up and good. So maybe a bit early here to try to match the two. They're content to trail by 1 at 8-7.
Following the touchdown, Rohrwasser handles the kickoff duties.
Here's Richie James on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On second and very short. Herbert to the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So he stopped for no gain.
If you're a wide receiver and they call a screen pass, you're counting on some people being out in front of you blocking. But that play was well diagnosed by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. And they got there and swarmed and finished off the play.
They'll run on first down. Stump. They find some open field here.
You thought you had it.
Touchdown, Chicago.
His 6th rushing touchdown on the year, number 8 overall. And the Tigers are able to add on to that lead.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
A 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. And when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road.
He's got a man complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Chase Claypool.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Gunners have cut the lead back down to 2.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw?
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Here's James. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a good job shifting right, finding his target. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Herbert takes it and just pops it forward.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. They'll go for it with Edmonds. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
I mean,
that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Play action. It's Herbert. They'll roll him out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it fourth down. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this from 37. Gonzalez's kick is good. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So this just a 5-point game as we resume action in this second half on EA Sports. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
4 yards remain for second down. Now it's Fields.
Flush to his right. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Tyron Johnson.
His third touchdown now on the year.
And the Gunners have taken the lead.
And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Following the touchdown, Rohrwasser handles the kickoff duties.
Now D.D. Westbrook to return.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Throwing again on second down.
Herbert, he's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Herbert on third down now. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
On fourth down, Herbert. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a first down.
When you have a guy who has mobility, bootlegging him out of the pocket is often a big-time call, especially on a fourth down play. Gives him a run-pass option.
Yeah, but it's also gutsy, right, because you're exposing your quarterback quite a bit.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that one at all, because on the bootleg, you've got to hope that the defensive ends or outside linebackers take the fake. If they don't, they're often right in the face of the guy trying to exit out.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Stump, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert sliding out of the pocket. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They snap it to Herbert. And this is caught. He hits more. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. That's caught by McMahon. Call it a gain of 12, but, of course, not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Max Crosby able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. 73 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Now a give, running left is Nwangu. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Handoff here to Nwangu. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say, those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the 1st down and around the 22. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They snap it to Fields. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Play action. It's Fields.
He'll buy some time right.
That'll be complete to the running back, Nwangu.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Kene Nwangu.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are going to take the lead.
Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Rolling to his right. And he is into the end zone. The conversion attempt is good. And that'll give him an 8-point lead here in the 4th.
Following the touchdown, Rohrwasser handles the kickoff duties.
With it on the return now, here's Westbrook.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Herbert to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Herbert.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
No timeout. You got to go quick here.
Herbert. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jair Alexander. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They'll run for it. It's Nwangu. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair. Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot. So for our visitors, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the home team here, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.